And out of one of them came forth a little horn,
Oh, Lord.
which waxed
Wait a minute
exceeding.
now. A little horn. Now, remember, we got four horns. What I said horns was governmental power. Four kingdoms. Out of one came a little horn.
Okay. Which waxed exceeding great
This little horn waxed exceedingly great.
toward the south, and toward the east, and toward the pleasant land.
South, east, toward the pleasant land. What is the pleasant land?
That's Jerusalem.
There you go. Promised land. That's the promised land. Now, he waxed toward the promised land for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
All right, read.
And it waxed great even
Waxed great.
to the host of heaven,
Waxed up to the power of heaven, the Most High. Recognize it. Read.
and it cast down some of the host.
Cast down some of the host. Now we getting into Michael. We getting into Gabriel. We getting into the wars of the angels and the archangels. Come on, read.
And of the stars to the ground,
Of the stars to the ground. Come on.
and stamped upon them.
Because he was so arrogant. Come on, read.
Oh, okay. Yea, he magnified himself.
Thank you. Y'all see that? He magnified who?
Himself.
Himself. Read.
Even to the prince of the host.
Prince of the host. He magnified himself. Okay, come on.
And by him the daily sacrifice was taken away.
Ah.
And the place of his sanctuary was cast down.
Okay, the daily sacrifice, you know what that is?
Let's jump.
In Jerusalem, where they had this morning and evening sacrifice. He took that away. Read. I'm giving you a little itinerary of it. Read.
And as host was given it against the daily
He
sacrifice
had an army that he took away the daily sacrifice. Read.
by reason of transgression,
By reason of transgression.
and it cast down the truth to the ground,
Uh-huh.
and it practiced and prospered.
Okay, listen. It did evil and it prospered.
Wow.
Took away the daily sacrifice. I'm going to get to what it is now. Took away the daily sacrifice and practiced and prospered. Come on, read.
Then I heard one saint speaking.
Now, underline saint. That was not an angel. You see that with your eyes? He said, I heard one saint.
Speaking. And another saint said,
In other words, two saints.
and another saint said unto that certain saint,
Uh-huh.
which spake, how long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice?
Now, the two saints
11.
in the spirit was talking to each other. Wonder where they was from. Well, they were from the division of the 24 elders. The reason there were 24 elders in heaven because the Jewish kingdoms out of 12 tribes, two members, two elders came from each tribe. Thus the division of the 24 elders. When you go to the book of Revelation, it said the 24 elders, it was two elders out of each tribe being 12. 2 times 12 is what? 24. That's how you got your 24 elders. Read.
And the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot.
Come on.
And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
It's not 2,300 days. It's 2,300 years. A year for a day.
Wow.
All right. Now, I'm gonna admit this to you now. I'm gonna stop right there. Cause if I get off into the 2,300 days, I know what's gonna happen. We ain't gonna get to where I want to get to. So I'll say that for y'all for another time. All right, come on, read.
And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, and then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
Okay.
And it came to pass when
Amen.
I, even Daniel,
Daniel,
had seen the vision, and sought for the meaning. Then beheld thou stood before me as the appearance of a man. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of Ulai, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man
understand. Because see, he was not only talking to Daniel.
That's it.
He talking
to us.
He said, make this man, who his interpretation gonna filter down to us in Midfield 4,500 years later.
Wow.
And he said, make this man, come on.
So he came near
to me
where I stood.
He was scared.
And when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face.
Fell on his face.
But he said unto me, understand, O son of man.
Now notice this here, y'all. When God wanted to do something, he don't have to walk up to you and say, let me hit you on the head and push you down on the floor. He can look at you and say, be blessed. Just the words out of his mouth.
That's it.
You are healed, my child. That's it. He gonna grab you by the head and wring your neck off and throw you down, bam, hit the floor. You gotta do that. Be healed. And what he said, understand, son of man.
For at the time of the end
listen what
shall be the vision.
At the time of the end, stop right there. The little horn is Antiochus Epiphanes. He came out of the Seleucid Empire that took over after the death of Alexander the Great. And he is a forerunner of the Antichrist that's about to come. And when it say he went toward the pleasant land, if you'll do research on this, I'm going to give you the high spots. He stopped the daily sacrifice. Antiochus Epiphanes did. And since he knew it's supposed to have been a lamb sacrifice, you know what he did? He took a swine, a sow, and sacrificed a sow on the altar in Jerusalem.
Saying he was God.
He polluted the sanctuary. Listen, y'all. That was just a forerunner of what this Antichrist gonna do that's coming now. See, God always gonna give you a forerunner. Now, a lot of people say Adolf Hitler was the forerunner of the Antichrist. No, he wasn't. Antiochus Epiphanes was the
He was worse than
exactly. He said a little horn came up out of the fort, and it said he went south and north. He conquered two of them and became great. Antiochus Epiphanes. Now, wait, watch this. What's the last church in the 7 churches of the Asia Minor? What's the name of the last church? Laodicea? That right? What does the name Laodicea mean? Where it come from?
Compromise.
Can we compromise? Where it come from? Laodicea was named after Antiochus Epiphanes' favorite wife.
Wow.
Laodice. You say Laodicea. She named after a hellish woman.
The church, the great whore. Oh, okay. Okay.
See, look, didn't I tell you you got to know this in Daniel to be able to deal with Revelation? Some people say, yes, in Laodicea. Each church in the 7 churches of Asia Minor is a church age. And when we get there, I'm not going to give it to you tonight. When we get there, I'm going to give you the years that each church age comprises. And we're going to walk all the way from 550 some BC all the way up to the 1800s. Is what we're going. Okay, come on.
What is Laodicea?
Talk up loud, I can't hear you.
Laodicea, what is Laodicea?
That's the name of his wife.
That's the name. Now I may be pronouncing it wrong. Laodicea. It ain't Laodicea. It's Laodice. Something like that. Look, run research on it. Antiochus Epiphanes and his two wives. She was his favorite wife.
Okay.
And he named the city of Laodicea, just like Alexandria. Do you know what Alexandria in Egypt is named after Alexander the Great sister? Mm-hmm. He named it Alexandria. Mm-hmm. That's in Egypt. Now, go back. Stop there. Go back to where we stopped where you stopped at. Stop reading. Let's go back. I hope y'all. I'm giving this real clear and slowly so y'all can write it down.
What we go back to?
Huh?
What we going back to?
Go back to
the saints.
Second chapter and the 40. Yeah. Then Nebuchadnezzar fell. Yeah. No, you ain't got to read that. 46th verse.
Okay. Then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face.
I ain't gonna read that.
Okay.
You know about that. All right. In your notes, you ought to have head, gold, lion, tree, battle. The second, arm, breast, and arms. What did I say it was? Media Persian. You ought to have breast, arms, silver. Animal is a bear. Now, in this mouth of the bear, it had 3 ribs. What is the 3 ribs in the mouth of the bear? The 3 ribs in the mouth of the bear. What you say it was, Dory?
Babylon and Egypt. Oh, no.
Ethiopia. Well, y'all got some of it right.
Ethiopia.
The 3 ribs represented Egypt,
okay,
Libya, and Ethiopia. Those were the 3 conquered nations, among others, of the Persian Empire.
You said Egypt.
It's in his mouth. Huh?
Libya. Egypt, Libya, and Ethiopia.
Egypt, Libya, and Ethiopia. Egypt, Libya, and Ethiopia. Egypt, Libya, and Ethiopia. All right? Now, belly and thigh of that image. The belly and thighs, every time you see 2 parts of a man's body, it typifies 2 separate things. Everything in God is so simple, but yet so important. Belly and thigh. You ought to have belly and thigh. Brass. Right over from the brass, you ought to have the animal, leopard. And in parentheses, the nation is Greece. And in parentheses, I want you to put 4 wings and 4 heads. Because you're going to see it again. Write it down because you will see it again. And then I'm going to explain to you what them 4 wings are. And I'm going to explain to you what them 4 heads are. Because we will see them wings and heads again. They are important. All right? Now, okay? The number 4, legs. You ought to have legs, iron. And just put beasts, terrible beasts. Because the Bible, the Roman Empire was so evil. There was not a carnivorous beast that could be styled after the Roman Empire. They were so evil.
They said iron.
And Daniel said it was a dreadful beast that had great iron teeth and claws and stamped the residue with his feet and break everything. Now, the 2 legs. This was Rome, the Roman Empire. The 2 legs stood for the 2 kingdoms of the Roman Empire, meaning Rome and Constantinople. Now, it said the foot was of iron and of clay. Now, the foot being, some nations were partly strong, being iron, some nations was